Why the automobile may be the worst invention in history, Part 2. Hong Kong is ranked as the 6th best city for infrastructure according to BusinessInsider.com. Hong Kong's metro system, the MTR, is considered by some to be the best in the world. One report states as many as 90% of all travel in Hong Kong is conducted on the MTR. I mean, I'd really like to dream of a world where people no longer have to drive in cars, and public transportation should be so well equipped that anyone could use it at any time to get anywhere they want. And Hong Kong seems to have come pretty close to that. Now, I mentioned in the previous video that Germany's infrastructure is ranked as the best in the world. So let's just touch on that for a little bit here. Now, I'll be using my own personal travel experiences as an example here, so take it with a grain of salt. So I have traveled to around 16 countries and have had the opportunity to explore about 10 of them. I've spent almost 6 months in Germany and have traveled to 30 cities within that country. I have spent many months in the United States and have traveled to most of the major cities within the United States, such as Boston, New York City, Miami, Philadelphia, Washington, Baltimore, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, etc. Now, this is a city known as Oberhausen. As you can see, it is a very walkable and livable city. Now look at these pictures in Cologne, Germany. Again, it is very walkable. I mean, do you even see a car in these pictures? Not really. It's just people. You could walk wherever you want. And this is a small city known as Neuwied, with a population of about 65,000. Again, it is a very walkable city. In fact, pretty much every city I've been to in Germany had big squares like this where you could just walk around freely wherever you want. I can't recall any American city really having anything in comparison to this. Now here's a picture of myself in Frankfurt, Germany, a city which is ranked as the 2nd best according to infrastructure. It's entirely walkable. You could just walk wherever you want. This is a picture which I took in Kampala, Uganda. In this city, traffic is prioritized over pedestrians, and it creates a very unlivable city. Unfortunately, this is a recurring theme which I have noticed in less developed countries. So basically, less developed countries prioritize cars over human beings. This is a picture of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Traffic lights aren't very common in Vietnam. You have to walk across the street right while the cars are driving, and it can be very dangerous. Now we will discuss efficiency. Now, according to this source, a train line can move 50,000 people an hour. Compare this with a freeway lane, which can move 2,500 people an hour. So what does it take to move 1,000 people? It could take one train, which is 8 carriages, or it could take 15 buses, or it could take anywhere from 250 to 1,000 cars. Another metric of measurement could be safety. And in this source, we see that an urban rail transport is 7 times safer than road per passenger kilometer. And perhaps most importantly, let's not forget the environmental damage that driving a car takes upon the planet. According to the source allaboard.eu, compared to cars and airplanes, trains emit between 66 and 75% fewer carbon emissions. Cars are not the future. In fact, they have caused irreparable damage to the planet and have therefore destroyed our future. According to many sources, taking the train is around 3 to 5 times better on the environment than driving the car. Now, in summary of this 2-part series, I could conclude that cars perhaps do not give you as much freedom as public transportation. In a developed country, cars cannot get you to your destination in as timely a manner as public transportation. They are nowhere near as efficient. They are nowhere near as safe. It creates an unlivable society. The cost of owning a car is inconsequential to the cost of taking public transit. It destroys infrastructure. It potentially destroys your psychological well-being. As we have demonstrated with Hong Kong, it is completely possible to have a city that relies solely on public transportation. So is the car necessary? No, not really. Now, I realize that there are several other contenders for the worst invention in history, such as the cigarette, Agent Orange, the gas chamber. However, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that the automobile could be the worst invention of all, considering it is the leading cause of death in the United States. It has irreparably damaged our planet beyond repair, and has destroyed our future in the process. I think those cons far outweigh any pros that ever came with creating the car. Now, if you're further interested in infrastructure, I'd highly suggest you follow the YouTube channel Adam Something, as he is the one who educated me regarding this subject.